Now all the salesmen, they MKS wave. They know I ain't gonna buy nothing because you let me borrow one. But that's for another story. But all right, I've done a lot of podcasts in my career, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 along the way. And I don't know that I've been as excited to do a podcast because everybody knows I'm a car fanatic. And what better way to do a podcast than to be able to talk about cars? What better way to talk about cars with the man himself right here beside me, Jason Moses, owner of Moses AutoMall. What's going on, buddy?
Cledus,
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Thanks for doing this. We appreciate it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And throughout this thing, you know, we sat in this office last week, and man, we had so much stuff that we were conversation we were talking about, from warranties on cars to, you know, young people like my daughter. We'll talk about that in another segment. Financing, just the whole gamut of actually the buying of a car process, because it seems like to me, and I think I bought probably 4 or 5 from you over the last 6 or 8 months from Dylan and the guys downstairs. And just so people know that we're not just pulling somebody's leg, I sent Jason a message and I said, Dylan downstairs, I guess it was either general, what is his title?
He's the Cadillac GMC sales manager.
Probably the easiest person I've ever bought a car off of in my life. It's never, and I'm not saying that because I'm sitting here beside the owner, I'm not sitting here because we're doing this podcast. But before we ever started this, I sent you a text message and I said, I don't know that it could be any easier. You bring a car in, he gives you a fair number, he sets you up with financing, you go to financing, 45 minutes later you pull up the hill there in the car of your choice. And so,
you know, the interesting thing about Dylan is his father, Mike Ramsey, was the general sales manager for my uncle's Ford store in St. Albans a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I actually went up there and followed him around for a couple of weeks when I first got into car business. He's a super guy. Was super great at the car business, and Dylan's just a chip off the old block.
do you kind of have the same demeanor as Dylan does?
Dylan's a little more quiet, actually.
I was to say,
Mike's
he doesn't remind me of a car, of a car salesman.
Mike would call me once in a while and do a prank. With how big old boy are you?
Oh yeah, Roy D. Mercer.
Roy D. Mercer.
Yeah.
Mike loved Roy D. Mercer, and
That's hysterical.
He got me once on a Roy D. Mercer call, and then he started like picking a fight with me, and I was like, "Oh, come on, Mike."
Well, Dylan, I don't think Dylan's nothing like that. I got buddies back home.
Dylan's quiet.
Oh, Mike Vaughn, he's a used car salesman. He hits you with those selling cars like candy bars. He's got all the sayings, you know. But, man, I want to get into this. First of all, I've known Jason since I moved here back in 2012. I've got the proof right here to prove it. First time I played golf with Jason Moses. Hole-in-one right here.
My only one, by the way.
Only one, and we did not win a free car that day. But, man, let's get into it a little bit. Who came up with, I'm sure it was yourself or your family, the Moses means more motto? I mean, what does that entail to the people that just see it on TV or see it driving down the road? What does Moses mean more? More of what?
You know, we've asked the origination we've talked about before, and I want to give credit to a sales manager that used to work for us, and actually he's passed now. His name was Mark Reynolds. I think he came up with it in a brainstorming session, but I don't know. It was a group setting we were just talking about. But what it means is, we offer more selection, we offer more service. We just go a little bit. We just do a little bit more than the next person. That's kind of the point.
Kind of encapsulates the whole Moses thing around here. Just
hustle, caring,
and
integrity,
yeah.
And if you hustle and you care and you have integrity, well, you just have to do a little bit more.
Because there are a lot of good car dealers around here. We're friends with most of them, but so you got to do something to differentiate yourself from all the others in order to get the business, don't you?
That's right. So
that's a good thing. The selection is crazy, especially in the used car side. I mean, Amanda and I came down here the other day, and we stalk the place. We cruise, and we're always looking at cars. Now all the salesmen, they MKS wave. They know I ain't gonna buy nothing because you let me borrow one. But that's for another story. But man, tell us a little bit more. One thing that we had talked about that I want to touch on, and we don't have to get into it all on this particular episode, but one thing that stands out to me more than anything in the car buying process, and I've been guilty of it too, and this just happened to my daughter. She's 21 years old, just learning the ropes of buying a car and financing, that sort of thing. And she got a car, about a $9,000 Hyundai that she had bought from another dealership down in Wheelersburg somewhere, but she didn't get the warranty. You know, oh no, I don't want the warranty. You know, well, I was talking to the guys downstairs, and he said, Dylan was saying, well, you'd be surprised how many say, oh, we don't want the warranty. We don't need the warranty. I don't know that I would ever buy a used car from anyone, yourself, this dealership, any dealership in the world, unless I got that warranty. Hence, my daughter bought a car for $9,000, $7,500 later, the engine blows up and she's not able to replace it. Had she gotten that warranty, she wouldn't have been in this situation. So talk a little bit about a warranty. How do you feel about them? What do you think?
So the best thing about a warranty is, you know, these vehicles are all man-made. They all, you know, none of them are perfect.
Yep.
What you're really doing with a warranty is you're spending a little bit extra every month to make sure you don't have a big bill come up out of the blue. Because, you know, most people, they have a budget and they're living, you know, paycheck to pay, maybe not paycheck to paycheck, but they're on a tight budget. Yeah. And when you get thrown with a 4-figure repair bill that you didn't see coming, it's you know, it can be financially catastrophic for you if you catch it at the right time.
You're a 21-year-old little girl in the hut. They just got married. They're thinking, I mean, the car is only worth, you know, $9,000. You're going to spend another $7,500. You got 16 or 17 grand in a vehicle that's probably not worth $4,000 or $5,000. Had you dropped that extra $1,200, $1,500, whatever the warranty was for that particular model,
you know, $1,500 would be about $30 a month. So,
oh yeah,
you know, you talk about $1 a day to not have a major catastrophic financial situation.
Yeah, well, you know, Amanda bought a Lincoln Aviator here. My wife bought a Lincoln Aviator here. I think it's a 2017 or 18. It only had maybe 80,000 miles on it, and she wouldn't pull off the lot without a warranty. Yeah. She said, I don't care what it is. If it's an extra $35, $40 a month, I'm not going to be driving down. Or if I am driving down the road and it slings a rod through the hood, I'm covered. And it's just a peace of mind, man, I think. Because everybody can't go buy a brand new car with a 60-month warranty, you know, 100,000-mile warranty. So sure. I definitely wanted to talk about that. I just think it's so important. If you're able to, and it's almost like you can't afford not to do it in a lot of instances. Like I said, they're man-made machines. You can drive it, and integrity and your word is worth $1 million, but you still don't know what's going to happen to a machine driving down the interstate. So those are just some of the things that we want to talk about. We're going to get into more and more as we go into this. We want to talk about financing and car repairs and upkeep and definitely the financing thing. And it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to doing it. You'll never meet nobody that's more of a car fanatic than I am. There's no telling it the hundreds of thousands of dollars I've lost in buying cars, but love them and looking forward to doing this with you. So if y'all got any questions, go to what is it? MosesMeansMore.com or MosesAutoMall.com.
MosesMeansMore.com.
Yeah, MosesMeansMore.com. Jump on there. Any questions, hit us up. When we get this posted, you can send us messages. Any questions, I probably can't answer them, but I got people here that can. He's sitting about 5 feet from me. So looking forward to doing this, pal.
Thanks.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Y'all have a great day. See you. Bye.